it does eat away at you sometimes emotionally. It's very draining. So if you don't have that separation, then I feel that it clouds your judgment a little bit. I'm Rebecca Vathanasin. I am a lawyer with Gloria, James-Civetta and Co. I'm a family lawyer and I've been in practice since 2017. I think one of the main things that really bothered me when my parents were going through a divorce was I felt that no one really cared to ask how I was feeling at the time. No one bothered to ask what I wanted in that situation. And I think the other thing that I was very upset about was parents being parents, right? They just want to protect their kids and shield them from what was going on. And so I think for a very long time, I just had no idea of what was happening at home. And it was only as I was getting older and then, I would hear snippets from my mom and hear snippets from my dad, then I realized that there were all these things that were going on. So I think what I do take with me in practice is just letting my clients know, especially when they show hesitation about telling their kids about what's happening. I always tell them, no, let your kids know, because they are a lot more mindful of what's happening around them and you shouldn't keep them in the dark. It's important to have that conversation with them so they understand what's happening and they are also then able to express what they want and they can have an honest conversation about it. Yeah, I think practice can be a bit hard sometimes and it's very hard to not take it back home with you. I think it's very important to do that. You need to have that separation because it does eat away at you sometimes emotionally. It's very draining. So if you don't have that separation, then I feel that it clouds your judgment a little bit. You are trying to fix your client's problems. They are going through a very, very hard time in their lives. I think a lot of people would agree that it's just the worst time. Divorce is just the worst thing a person could go through, next to death, of course, right? And then you have timelines that the court gives you, or your client is just giving you a lot of, you're under a lot of pressure to respond. So I realized that sometimes with the stress, I end up being very curt with my colleagues and the people around me. And I remember one of my colleagues just telling me, hey, don't be yelling at me because I'm just trying to help you in this situation. And then I realized that my anger was my frustration was very, very misguided. And I was actually taking out my stress on the people around me, the people that were actually helping me and giving me that support. So that's when I realized that no, I need to change this and this situation can't continue. I think the biggest thing really was to tell myself to not bring work home. So I used to work late and then I would go home and continue work. So what I did was to start implementing these things, for example, where I would say I need one day in a week where I'm not going to work overtime, right? And then slowly that became the weekend, right? And I used to get a lot of anxiety because I remember just thinking if I'm not doing my work, then maybe I'm just not being responsible, right? But then after a while, I realized that when you're taking a break from work, it actually really helps you to clear your mind, clear your head. And it just makes things a whole lot better. Yeah. Having that sleep really, really makes a difference. I went from having 3 to 4 hours of sleep when I first started out in practice, and now I tell myself that I need to have a good 8 to 9 hours of sleep. And the effect of that is I feel that I'm a lot more calmer. I don't feel as stressed out. And I have a clear head to think. And so I think as a result, the quality of my work also improves. So it's been very good. When you first meet your client, a lot of the times they are very down, they're very moody, some of them are very angry. What I find very nice to see, very heartwarming, is to see them go through the process. They kind of get lighter as the matter progresses, and then at the end of it, they usually, it sounds a bit dramatic, but it's almost like they're a transformed person because you just go through that process with them and then there is a resolution to it. So to me, that's what's been the most heartwarming.